Okay, hello guys. Welcome. This is we're in October 2020, 2021, October 15th. So today what I'm going to be covering is optimum placement for the hub. So when you receive your hub, I don't care what's a rack miner, it's a Sensa cap, or whatever the hub it is you're getting through Helium, location is key. And so I'm going to kind of cover what I do before placing the hub, and then what my process I kind of go through as I'm placing it, and trial and error in different places. Once you've found the optimum position for this thing, it is an absolute no-brainer. I mean, you should almost forget it's there. I highly recommend checking on it from time to time just to make sure it's on and connected and online. But it should be the absolute easiest thing for you. This thing will just sit in the windowsill and print money for you on the daily. I guess for those financial people out there, Chrissy, the disclosure doesn't actually print money. Future performance is not indicative of past performance, whatever. Okay, you guys get it. So since we've got somebody in here that is in Utah, I've chosen a random address, and we're going to take Dixie State University. So I'm going to share my screen here. I pulled up Dixie State University. I've got the address, so let's just say that's where I was going to place it. And okay, so I've got Google Maps up here, and so okay, you understand where you live, you know where you live. So the question is, where is the best placement for the hub in your home? Okay, so one of the first things that you can do is you can use Helium Track. And so when you logged into my.ihub.global, so you're logged into your site, Helium Track is right here on the menu. So you click Helium Track. There's lots of tutorial videos that come up, and nice little, we always have nice little videos that are popping up telling you about something that's going on. But this right now is zoomed into my location in Las Vegas, and what Helium Track is doing is it is analyzing how many hotspots. Oops, come on, how do I get that back? How many hotspots are in that area? There we go. We'll reset that. So it's this huge circular area here that you see, and it's saying there was, I think, 633 hotspots, as this will come in here in a minute. And it tells me how many owners. Yep, 633. There's 399 owners out of those. So some people own multiple hubs. How much helium it mined in the last 24 hours? 195 coins for that area. Total profit in what helium price is right now today. And the average per hub and all that. So Helium Track they've done an amazing job with the sophistication on it and analyzing what your address should make. So let's see. I'm gonna go up to hub plan. Planning. Oh no, I want actually a new one. So plan your. I can click here. Plan your hotspot network. Hopefully that's below my video here. There's a whole video on how this works. Frequently asked questions. So if you take some time, just be patient, listen to the video, go through some of the question and answers, or if you have a question, look for this. How many hotspots can I plan? That's a frequently asked question. Anyway, they're there. So all the information's there for you guys. Oops, come on. And I'm gonna close that again. Okay, and they changed that. Okay, well, I can go here. You used to be able to plan your hotspot and used to put in an address. They've actually changed that. So we are making changes pretty quickly on the fly, but I can go here as well, plan hotspot, and now I can enter the location. It's wise. So first thing is very wise to use the entered spot, not just, okay, so I'm going to type in the address, 700 East, George, comma, enter, comma, Utah. And I'm going to search. Normally there'd be a drop down that's popping up saying suggested addresses. The best thing to do is to click on one. So yep, that's it. Dixie State University, that's what I'm looking for. So whatever, I'll just click on that second one. Great, custom title, Dixie State University. Let's go with Dixie State. Email, I'm just going to send this to myself. This could also be doing an assessment for somebody. So if you have a friend in mind that you have their address, you have their email and their phone number, you could actually send them this assessment. And then it gives them 24 hours to actually join your team. Our assessments are, I believe last numbers I heard, they were 60%. So in other words, if you send out 10 assessments, 60% of those, or 6 of your friends, will actually join. Those are our statistics. So just sending out simple assessments to people is a wise thing to do. Also, it will make sure you give them a heads up that you're sending them assessment. You know, they're going to get a text message and an email and be like, what the heck is this? Give them a heads up. So anyway, plan this hotspot. I've got the info in there, name, phone number, plan the hotspot. We got a bunch of green check marks there. Good. Click plan hotspot. And oh, sorry, it already, so that added it. It added to my plan. So then you can go in and let's see. Okay, so here's the other thing that's kind of unique about this software. You've got these dots, okay, all of them are different colors. Green ones are actual hubs that are online. Doesn't necessarily mean they're with iHub or not. The black ones would be offline. I don't know why some people have theirs offline. They may have just received them, or they could be having internet issues, who knows. Purple is my personal plan, so there we should see this one purple one coming on there soon. It should be purple. Blue is iHub plan. So somebody with iHub has a plan to put a hotspot, and you can see there's a bunch of blue ones in this area. So St. George is starting to get people planning. Pending, that could be a hub that's on its way. That would be from iHub, so maybe it's in the mail, or it's in the process of being delivered soon. Let's just save that plan. And see, there's now mine's purple. I needed to hit save plan, so my plan is actually right there. And these orange ones are reserved hotspots. We already said that. So I'm going to run the intelligence here. For this area, the average rewards for nearby hotspots is 0.51 HNT per day, or per 24 hours. So that's pretty decent. A lot of them right now are earning about a half a coin to a coin a day. So good. So that's one of the things that I would use. And also, let's see, where's the, gosh, I don't even use this whole thing a lot. I'm going to show you kind of a secret thing that I do. Planned hotspots. Let's go here. Let's see if I can get the mining assessment. Dixie State. Okay, so wow, it just unnamed it. Whatever. Okay, so I could send this report. Let's just do that. Clicking send report. I'm going to send via email and via SMS, a text message. And perfect. We got the check marks there. Okay, so that just saved the mining assessment, and it's sending it out. So I like this software because there's a ton of detail on it. I mean, they take into account some of the topography of the land, whether there's buildings in the way. I think they've done they've used Google Maps with this, and like the 3D version, the whole thing. So it's a really accurate assessment of what you could earn. I like going off of actual what hubs are there and near the area, and I'll show you how I kind of do that in a minute here after I finish with this report. But the bottom one, so now I could go to manage. Oh, I want to, oh, not viewed. Okay, I should have received. Yep, so I received a text message. Oh, I could probably get rid of this. Let me get rid of my virtual background for you guys. But I just received a text message. Choose virtual background. Let's go with none so you guys can see this. Okay, so text message, Dixie State, you know, says, hey, Dixie State, Matthew Turner has run a virtual crypto mining assessment for your address, free hardware drop, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it sent me an email and a text letting me know that I've done a that Matt did an assessment for me. There's a link here. If I click on the link, it takes me to the ihub.report, and it's going to give the details of my hotspot. You guys can kind of see that there. It's telling me that this hub should earn about $197 to $380 a month at the current HNT price of $20.75. It gives me a time to accept that assessment, 24 hours, claim this location. So this has been a good location. Those of you who know people at Dixie State that are going to college there might want to send them an assessment. Maybe put it in their dorm rooms if that's where they live. So, or if you know somebody that has an office there. So that assessment's been sent. Now I'm gonna go to, I would write this site down, explorer.helium.com. Explorer.helium.com. Really good tool to use. It shows all the hotspots. So this is also for those of you who have people joining that say, hey, I need to physically have a hotspot in my hand. I need to see that it actually works. I need to see that these things are legit. Well, guess what? They're all online on this website, all the hubs all over the world that shows you exactly what they've earned in the last 24 hours, last week, and the last 30 days. So everything's fully disclosed, which is another awesome thing about this company. Someone can't lie to you and say, hey, my hub's making $10,000 a month, because if you know the name of the hub, you could actually go onto the site, put the information in, and see what they're actually made in the last 30 days. So that also means for those who are skeptical about, hey, I need to know this is legit. Great, let me show you. Let's go onto this website. Let's zoom into the area where you're located, and let's see what the hubs in your neighborhood are earning. And it's all here. So as we can see here as a quick glance, there's 236,000 of these hubs live and online right now. They've added 58,000 in the last 30 days. That's the trend. I've been with Helium since January of 2020. Obviously, iHub Global did not exist then, but I have had hubs in mining since January of 2020. I was one of the first 2,000 hubs that were online in the world, one of the first 10 that were in Las Vegas. So I've had some experience, needless to say, of trial and error and getting these things to work, having them go offline, fixing them, blah, 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 the whole thing. Okay, so let's just zoom in. This is what I like to do. And this is what, before Helium Track, this is what I used to do to figure out the best location. So right now I'm zooming in, and let's do St. George, right? So St. George is down here. I'm gonna slowly hit that plus to zoom into St. George, and we can see there is some green dots. So we've got some hubs online, but not a lot. St. George pretty wide open. And I would say, so roughly, and Brady, I know you live over there, so correct me if I'm wrong, I think Dixie State is roughly right about here in this area. So we've got some hexagons here. What that means is there's at least one hub in that hexagon. The two obviously means there are two hubs, right? Let's see, correct. Thank you, Brady. Awesome. So let's just click around. So if I lived there, right, if this was my address, I could click on this hexagon and I'd say, okay, here's the Mammoth Marmalade squirrel. They give them these crazy names. It went online 2 months ago, so this person has not had this for that long. And in the last 30 days, they've made 4.58 HNT. I could actually click on this and it gives me a better assessment. This is offline. There's a flat line there. Uh-oh, that's not good. They might have unplugged it. They might have changed the location. Who knows? I click on 7 days, nothing. Last 30 days. So it was online, and apparently it's gone offline. And so this only made $100 in the last month, but it's been offline since, you can see the dates in there, October 5th, 6th. It also looks like it was offline from September 21st to September 26th. So something's so I don't know what exactly is happening with this hub, but something's going offline. And this is also to tell you that it is very important to check your app at least daily to make sure your hub's online. this person may not even realize that it's offline. And the next time they go to look at their app, if they look at it once a month, they may go, oh, crap, it's been offline for a couple of weeks. That's not good. It's costing them money. Let's go to another one. This other hexagon here, we've got the vast top hyena a month ago. I want to say that's in my group. Okay, so anyway, I clicked on that, and these lines here tell me the other hubs that it's communicating with. So there's a total of 9 of them. If I didn't want to count the lines, there's 9 witnesses. And the last 24 hours, it's made $11.46. The last week, it looks like it's it's pretty much gone online recently here, right? So it's made $21 in the last week, but really it's made that since like October 12th. So really in the last like 3 days. And right, because you can see the dates. Last 30 days, it'll be the same thing, I'm sure. Yep, flat line, just went online. Another recent one. This is good. It's already connecting with 9 other hubs. That's a great thing. And it's in the process of syncing. It may have gone a little bit behind the blockchain there. I'll cover that at the end too. Let's click on one more. Okay, there's 2 hubs in this area. Both have been online for about a month and earned about 14. That's synced. And wow, this right? This says, oh, that's the last 24 hours. Let's go 7 days. Okay, pretty consistent. 30 days. Okay, this is pretty consistent. It's been online for a good 30 days, about $289 in the last 30 days. So great. So I would really say if I have a decent location, I should expect my hub to earn about about $300. We can check that other one too. And the reason this transmit scale is 0.1 is because there's 2 hubs in that hexagon. So it's sharing, it's splitting 0.5. 30 days, pretty consistent as well. On that, another $300. Okay, great. Let me just click on another one. Here's one that's been on for a month, 18. That's actually more. Click on the 30 days again. It looks like it's been online since the 18th of September, so almost a good 30 days. This one's earned 400. Great. They might have a little bit better of a location. So anyway, this is the first step. So now I've looked at this. I've looked at some hubs in the area, and I'm like, okay, I consistently see that I should be able to earn about 15 HNT probably per month for my hub. Now, what's the next step? So once you receive the hub, and I'm just going to grab one for you guys here. This is what a sense cap one looks like. So we've got a sense cap one. It's a little bit larger than the rack miners. It's like, I don't know what this, it fits pretty much in the palm of my hand there. So anyway, that is, this is one of the sense cap ones. The cord is not too long. So what I'm going to do when I first receive it is ASAP, I need to get it plugged in and hooked up to the Wi-Fi, or there is an Ethernet cable in the back where I could plug it directly into the router. I am not concerned with the location while it's getting synced up. Okay, and what I mean by that is these units, they usually takes about a couple of days, 2-3 days. Recently, they've been taking about a week to catch up to the blockchain, so that was a little bit annoying. The network with Helium can be a little bit slow at times, so that may slow it down. But bottom line, the fastest way to get it plugged in is going to be take it to your router, plug it in via Ethernet cable, and it should sync up the faster than just being on normal Wi-Fi. So again, I don't care if this is in your Wi-Fi room, no windows, whatever. Bottom line, get it hooked up to the internet and get it synced. Once it's synced, oh, and for those of you guys who have SenseCap, let me actually share my screen again. There is a nice SenseCap website, status.sensecapmx.cloud. You don't need to worry about the rest of this stuff. So I would write this website down as well, status.sensecapmx.cloud. Very good tool. You can add your hotspot in here. This one is the alert holographic millipede. So I've already added that. But what I would not do is put that in the hotspot name. These are all search ones right now. So if I started putting in like alert, and you're in a search, it's not normal. Oh, I gotta sign in. It's not gonna find it. Click on hotspot. Try that again. Alert, and I search. It's gonna say, you know, where's the hotspot? It didn't find anything. This doesn't, the site doesn't work. No. You need to add the new hotspot first. So you click on add the hotspot. I don't know why it didn't. Where's my hotspots? It should be in here. The millipede. Let's see. Here's the millipede. Okay. So anyway, once you've added it, it'll be down here, and you add that. There's a sticker on the back you're going to need. It asks for this ETH MAC. So it's like an Ethernet MAC code. It's a long number, and then the CPU ID. So add those numbers at the bottom. Put it in your thing here, and I could see this alert holographic millipede. Even though with the app it wasn't as consistent. See, this said it was online. Yes, it's synced, and there's the status of it. Great, it gives a lot of information. So I don't care if my app says it's not online or whatever. It is online, and in reality, right now, this second, it's not. So guess what? It's not instantaneous. So it does take a little bit of time. I don't know with this website how quickly it matches up, but bottom line is that this website is going to be more accurate with telling you when it's synced up. And you can also see how far. Like, see, this one says no, it's 99.84% synced. So we're getting closer, and you can kind of check on this every few hours or every day. You don't have to be that crazy about it. Just check it once a day. And is it making progress? Yes. Okay, great. So I'm going to plug this back in. Well, I'll just leave this out for demonstration purposes too. Okay, so now I've got it plugged in. It's synced up. Now that it's synced, now I need to find a location for it. So higher the better is good. So let's just say, like right now, this is a 2-story home. I'm not going to put it on the first floor in a window. I'm going to find a second floor in a window. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen again with you guys. I'm going to, take a look. Let's say I was in this little hexagon here, right in the middle. And I'll say, okay, where are there more hubs? Are there more hubs? Am I going to have it facing to the north up here? Probably not. Am I going to have to face it to the east, south, west? Where? Probably, if I'm here, I'm going to say there's probably more hubs in this general area here. So I'm going to have it facing the east side. So I'm going to, guys, if you don't know, download an app that tells you the compass, whatever, or figure out where the sun rises. You point it to the east. So I'm going to go to the second story. I'm going to put it in a window that's going to face towards the east because I'm probably going to connect with more hubs out in this area. That could change, right? In 2-3 months from now, there could be more hubs out to the west, and I might want to just time to time take a look at this and then unplug the hub and go to the west side of the home and put it in a window over there. Personal experience, I had 2 hubs at this location. I had my original one facing to the north where there were more hubs, and I put another one facing towards the south. And I had the north one, there were more hubs in that general area. It connected to more hubs, it had more witnesses, it earned more money than the other one on the other side of the house. Now, these 2 were sharing the mining for this location, so that was down a little bit. I wouldn't say it went down 50%, even though your scale it'll drop from a 1.0 to a 0.5. It doesn't mean like you're dropping 50% entirely. So anyway, in my experience, logic would tell me numbers. Yeah, that would make sense. It should drop by 50. It doesn't, but it does drop a little bit. So anyway, you can have 2 in your house. I don't really recommend that. It's better to have just 1, but 2 can work. Currently, I have, I think, maybe 12 at this house right now. Why do I have 12? Because I'm currently in the process of syncing some for people and mailing them out and waiting for people to pick them up, etc. So we've had a bunch of hubs delivered. So, but I am not interested in keeping 12 here. 2 will be the most I keep at this household. So, okay, back to the location. Higher the better. Let's say, Matt, I live in a 1-story home. Okay, that's no problem. Still, we want to go for the higher the better. Let's see what it does in the first floor. Okay, and you can play around with which direction you're going to have it face in the house. Let's play around with that and see how it does. Another thing you can get is the antennas. Okay, so going into antennas, I could do a whole training on antennas, but there's a couple of good videos out there that tell you the DBI. This antenna that it comes with is a 1.2 DBI antenna, and to make a little thing short on antennas, bottom line, a 1.2 kind of goes up like an umbrella. If you picture a flashlight and you turn a flashlight on, it tends to send out that light, and it gets spread out along the wall, like, right? It's like, so you could see, it's not just a laser beam focused, right? It's spread out. So that's kind of what a 1.2 DBI antenna does. It kind of spreads things out. So it's going to balloon, hopefully up and over some trees and houses, and get some of the area. What it's not going to do, though, is a lower DBI antenna is not going to go super far out. So it's concentrated all of its power kind of in that little ballooned area. A higher DBI antenna, like a 5.8 or even a 8 or a 9 DBI antenna, that is going to be like, the higher you go up in the DBI is like focusing. If you took the flashlight and turned it and you could focus that beam, it concentrates it down. It's actually the same amount of light that's being out, but since you've focused all the light, it will shoot out farther, but you're going to miss some of the sides. Like, in other words, if you concentrated that beam, you won't see what's around the sides because that'll still be in dark, but that beam of light is focused very sharply and direct, and it's going to go farther, so you could see farther out. That's kind of what the higher DBI antenna does, if that makes some sense, hopefully. Ooh, and we just have a person that's arriving right now that we could later, if he's still on, we'll pull him open, because he has a location in California, and he actually put an antenna on top of his roof, which is great. He got a higher DBI antenna, but a higher DBI antenna is not going to do you any good if it's down low, because it's going to focus that flashlight laser beam, and if it hits even a 3-foot or 4-foot wall, it's going to stop. It's not going to go up and over that wall. But if you put that antenna on top of the roof, where it has a clear view, there's nothing obstructing it, no trees, buildings, whatnot, like Ryan has, it shot out. I mean, he was connecting, gosh, I think he was connecting from close to LA all the way down to like Tijuana and San Diego. I don't know how the heck that was possible, but it happened. Fiberglasses are a very good antenna to use, and I think it was an 8 or 9 DBI antenna, if I'm not mistaken. But you can get these antennas. It's also important to note how long your cable is. So there's a lot of science, like I said.
I'm here, buddy.
Hey, Ryan, you could probably do a training for half an hour on antennas and all this stuff. It gets pretty sophisticated, but bottom line, you don't want your cable too long from the power, like this, right? This is the cable from my power source to my hub. I wouldn't really want it longer than 10 feet. Once you start going over 10 feet, there's some issues, but bottom line, keep it kind of shorter. And you could have the power source go to your antenna, keep your antenna, keep it to your hub, keep your hub protected from the elements. It's okay if it's outside. It's actually better if it's outside, but you don't want it damaged from the elements, right? Rain and snow and all that stuff. So keep it safe. You'd rather have a working hub is better than a frozen or destroyed, damp, non-working hub. So if it's inside, but then the cable runs through the wall, right, and then up to an antenna that's on top of the roof outside, like, great, yes, that's going to work better. The other thing I will say about outside is my hubs, I take the some people have like double paned windows and whatnot. It kind of kills the reception. that's this house here. And what I did was I cracked the windows and I put the antenna is outside. It's actually in between the screen and the window. So the antenna is sort of outside. That improved my mining drastically. I would say, I'm gonna stop sharing that. It improved it. Gosh, every time I went away on vacation for a week, I'd close the windows and everything, and the hub would be inside. It would drop over 50% of the mining. So it was a pretty big deal. So just cracking a window. If you live in a location where it rains often, I mean, if you can crack a window and have it decent, or maybe you can buy enclosures for these things as well. So just the antenna portion is outside and your hub is protected from the elements. Great, do something like that. But outside made a big difference. I was at my friend's house last night that has one. She had hers inside on a window and then moved hers outside underneath the patio. So it is protected from the elements, but there is a lot of trees around her still. She's got a 1.2 dBi antenna, and it does its thing. It pops up, even though it's underneath the patio. I highly recommended for her to get an antenna on top of the roof, which she's going to do. But it produced a ton more. It went up. If I'm not mistaken, it was making like, I want to say like 25 cents roughly a day, and then it went up to making like $2-3 a day. So it was a massive increase just from placing it outside. So you want to toy around with these your location when you get your hub. Once you get it synced, try different sides of the home, outside versus inside, window crack versus non-window crack. Should I get an antenna for the roof? All these things that you can kind of consider and look into and trial and error. Once you find your sweet spot, leave it there. For each spot that you're trying, do not give it like a couple of hours. I would say don't even give it one day. You want to at least see 2 or 3 days to see what it's doing. If you notice something drastically change, give it a little bit more. But if it doesn't improve, change it. Okay, that didn't work. You obviously saw the difference. Just like when I go on vacation, like I said, when I close the windows, I watch it. I'm like, okay, yep, that went down in the last 24 hours. I'm not going to freak out and say, yep, that was it. It was the window. It was, it could be, most likely it is, but I'm going to give it a little bit more. The second day, yep, it's still, now it looks like it's plateaued. It looks like it's making what it's making. Third day, yep, same sort of thing. Okay, it's got to be that window. Let me open the window now. Now the window's open. Oh, it's spiked up in earnings. Okay, good. That probably tells me it was that window. And, for a day, 2, 3 days, it stays spiked up. Okay, yep, that was the window. So again, don't just give your hubs like a few hours and say, it didn't make anything, or even 24 hours. It's way down. I need to move it. No, not necessarily. Could be the network, a slow issue. It could be a lot of things. Could be weather. Who knows? So anyway, that is that's about all I want to cover for the location as far as hubs go. I'm going to stop the recording and I'll open it up for question and answer. I know we had Napoleon Dynamite. Thanks you so much for joining. I had a question here. I don't know if he's still here. Okay. Thank you guys for watching.